BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Hello again, everyone. Live from University School of Jackson, it is tournament time in West Tennessee, and the Lady Bruins, who had a bye in the first round of their region tournament, they'll be taking on Northpoint Christian's Trojans tonight, a team that they have not faced this year, and frankly, in Joel Ayers' time as coach of the Lady Bruins, they haven't played them at all, and it'll be an interesting thing to see how these two teams match up. Alexander Bitterling is with me tonight, and Alexander, this is one of those things that, frankly, when you are among the leaders in any region in high school, the thing you have to be careful about is not to take your foot off the brakes.
Absolutely, Steve. In the first few minutes of this ball game, they're going to have to figure out the team that they're playing. But what the Bruins want to do and what I expect them to do is to continue to play the basketball game they've been playing all year long. The full court press, defensive intensity, and, of course, just the powerhouse that they have on offense. So they got to keep true to themselves and make sure, like you said, not to take the foot off the gas, but keep plowing through and continue on as they're pushed.
Well, when we had them with us last Tuesday night, and we were over at Trinity Christian Academy, it was 60-55. And the Lady Bruins were pressed almost the entire game, but they stood up to the huge challenge on the home floor of those Lady Lions and ended up winning it 60-55. And those are the kind that you have to look on almost like their tournament games when you play them that late in the season.
Absolutely, and the atmosphere of that game really felt like a playoff game. It was a narrow win for the Bruins, but they got it done. Haylin Ayers had 15, 16 from Carly Hayes. She had those 4 3-pointers to start out the game. If she brings that here tonight, the Bruins are going to be tough to beat.
I tell you, when Carly starts out and it's 12-1 and all 12 of them come from her behind the arc, there is an exclamation point that has been offered before we even get halfway through the first quarter. It was an amazing performance that she had, and but it was one of those they needed every single one of them because of the fact that those Lions just kept coming back and challenging. The difference now, Alexander, with the challenge now is like it is in any tournament. It's not double elimination in high school. It is win or go home.
It's win or go home, and you're playing a team that you've never faced before. Your coach has never even faced, so you've got to, from the jump, go at this game and attack just like you would any other team. And you don't really have any basis to go on. You're just playing your game and hoping that's enough.
Lady Bruins have already taken their warm-ups. They were on the floor for about 30 minutes. Northpoint just came onto the floor about 5 minutes ago, and to be candid with you, we don't really know that much about them because we know they come into this game 9-11 on the season, but we really don't know that much about them because of the fact these two teams have not met each other. Northpoint Christian is from South Haven, Mississippi, but because they're a part of the suburban Memphis area, they are allowed to compete in this regional tournament. And so this is going to be, as I say, a very interesting matchup, particularly in the first half, to see if the Lady Bruins are able to get out to an early start and play catch me if you can.
And we really expect them to be able to do. That's what they've done all season long. They jump out to that early lead. They press, tire out their team that they're facing, and they really just carry that on till the end of the game.
And you can expect to see that all-court pressure going most of this contest, particularly if it stays close. And, of course, you're going to be hearing from Ellen Driver, Lily Teague, Mia Powell, and Halen Ayers, you know that she's going to have her night. Her game is going to be there. Ava Barham, and Ava is one of these that we've looked at, and as the Lady Bruins come back onto the field, or the court, I should say. There's not any grass out here on the court.
You hope not, at least.
But if you look at Ava Barham, how stronger she has gotten with each passing game in trying to get behind the defenders and getting one of those easy layups. She's just been fantastic at that.
Her post play has just improved every single game. She's been having good numbers all season long, but it looks like she's so comfortable down there in the paint. It doesn't matter who's down there with her, matching up against her. She's going to get it done. When she gets that ball, it's going right up and into the hoop.
And Carly Hayes looking for another hot game from behind the arc, and particularly if she gets it moving early. And boy, did she have the feel of that one against Trinity Christian Academy last Tuesday night. And, of course, Stella Spencer, who is – it's hard to call her a bull in a china shop, but she's close to that because she is going to go after every single loose ball, and I don't care how many rows it is up in the stands. It's just one of those things, you know, it's like some of the great college players that we say who are that wing guard, and they're going to go after every ball.
Absolutely. That's what she does. She brings that intensity to this team that already is very intense, but you can tell that she's a leader in that defensive intensity, making sure that they're cutting down on any mistakes like that, grabbing any loose ball she can.
Northpoint Christian does not have a really deep team. They don't have a lot of experience on this team, but they do have three seniors, Livy Sowell, Briley Faith Cherry, and Martha Ann Dye. So you'll be hearing us call their names during the game tonight. They also have a couple of juniors, Davy Ann Stinson, and also Madison Mack is another one of the juniors that they count on for a lot of defensive situations during the course of the game. Well, Alexander, we're about 3 minutes and a half away from the tip-off of tonight's game between USJ and Northpoint. So let's have you visit with all of our fine sponsors tonight, and we again thank them one and all for their support of USJ Bruin basketball, because without them we would not be able to bring you the streaming telecast, and we are certainly happy to do that. And all of the good folks from BallGame Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios, we're glad to be able to be with you, and particularly you family members who live away from Jackson that love to be able to see your children, grandchildren, so many of them that you may be able to see that just because you can't be here in person. So we're going to take a break and let you have some messages from these sponsors. Go by and thank them for doing this. And then when we come back, we will have the introduction of tonight's starting lineups.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
And the national anthem leads us into the starting lineup introduction. Northpoint, coached by Barry Gray. And the Lady Trojans will be the first ones to be introduced, and then Joel Ayers and his Lady Bruins of USJ. Alexander, I got a little tongue-tied Saturday afternoon, and at one point referred to USJ as University School of Action. And I had somebody who said to me Sunday, they said, you know, that's not too bad because we like to think of our athletic programs as being full of action. So maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
They've got to make some T-shirts that say University School of Action.
Madison Mack, Lily Milligan, Davy Ann Stinson. And I'm trying to catch this other one here. I think that's Martha Ann Dye, one of the other seniors. And finally, we'll tell you after the lights come back on. And this place is going to be loud tonight. Here's Mia Powell. Halen Ayers, the 8th grader. She may be the finest 8th grade player in America. Ava Barham at the post. Carly Hayes. And Stella Spencer. And those are your starters. The other one for Northpoint is Nayla Herrera. She is a freshman. She'll be wearing number 24 tonight. And we are about set to go. And to call play-by-play of the first half of action, here is my sidekick, Alexander Bitterling.
Well, Steve, it's going to be a good game. The Bruins fans, as always, are packing the house. And not too bad of a crowd on the other side of things for traveling from South Haven.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. You probably got some travelers still stuck out on the interstate with the heavy traffic, particularly if you got tied up in the Memphis area. Seemingly always happens. It is Barham going to jump it.
Davy Ann Stinson on the other end.
With Herrera. There you go.
Yes, Herrera, excuse me. And it goes the Bruins' way, which is always a good sign to start out the game. Of course, the Bruins are going to move that ball for quite a while until they find a shot they like. Halen Ayers will take a three. That one looks off, and it will be.
Nice save by Ava Barham.
It was Carly Hayes actually that jumped out of bounds there to save that one. And she'll take a 3 in the corner.
And traveling. She took just one quick step before she put up that 3.
So here come Northpoint Christian the other way.
Oh, leading with a little bit of the elbow there.
A lot of times they're going to allow a little bit more contact in a playoff game, so we'll see if that rings true tonight.
I don't think Halen's going to let her get away with that.
And met by a brick wall of Ava Barham, but they're going to get their own miss, and that one's going to be up and in.
Martha Ann Dye.
So Martha Ann Dye gets the scoring started here at USJ, and they lead it by 2. Carly Hayes, who started out the last game with 4 threes for the Bruins. She'll take one here. And that one, a beauty.
If she begins to do that tonight, look out, folks.
So the Bruins going to jump back on top, 3-2. And of course, right now, both teams just feeling out the other, seeing what their skills are, where weaknesses may be, as the Trojans step out of bounds on that one.
And Alexander, that's where that press becomes just a nightmare for opponents, because they had her double teamed right there before the midcourt line, and she had nowhere to go. Nobody was coming to the ball.
So the Bruins have the ball again with the lead here. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Stella Spencer in the corner, all the way over to Carly Hayes for 3. That one's off the mark.
That angle was a little bit off target for Carly, but trust me, she's not going to let many of those get away tonight.
So the Trojans going to come back the other way after stepping out of bounds on the last one. The ball loose on the ground. Mia Powell jumps on it. Jump ball is going to be called, so it's still going to be the Trojans' ball.
I like the way Mia went after that. It was looking just like Stella Spencer does. She was not going to be denied an opportunity to tie that one up.
That's the defensive intensity, just intensity in general that the Bruins play with.
There's a lot of rotation in this offense.
A lot of rotation on both sides, and kind of been a quiet first quarter as the two teams trying to figure out what the other team's all about. Falling to the floor and losing control of it there is going to be Lily Milligan. So Bruins ball.
Yeah, that was one of those where she was trying to, I think she was indecisive whether to try to go in for the layup or dish it off, and she slipped.
Mia Powell right into Haylin Ayers, double teamed. They'll continue to move the ball. Haylin Ayers gets it near the paint.
Boy, they triple teamed her, but she got fouled.
Got fouled on that one as she was passing the ball off. So Haylin's actually going to inbound this one. Off the first foul of the ball game.
They're staying largely in a 2-3 zone defensively.
Haylin Ayers lives by that right there, driving in for the little pull-up jumper.
USJ 2 out of 4 here in the early going.
And they're not going to beat the press. Mia Powell able to go ahead and get that pass, and a turnover for the Trojans. Here come the Bruins.
When you're forcing a rushing pass like you just saw there, it's just the way that press works.
Spencer able to pick that one back up after losing control of it for a moment. Spencer tried to get inside to Barham. That's going to be picked up. And Stella Spencer getting it back the other way. Double turnover. There comes Ava Barham. Too short on that one. No call. Slowing it down a little bit. The Trojans hand off the ball. Halfway through the first quarter. There's a deep two. Off the rim, Stella Spencer with the board. Bruins continuing to move the ball. Not a lot of openings in the paint, and there's another one for Ayers, another drive-in floater like that. She makes those look like a layup, Steve.
Well, it shows how versatile she is because she can go from outside, but then she can drive it in with a floater.
Driving in, spinning, drawing the foul, but the shot will not fall is Lily Milligan. So the first foul on Ava Barham.
Lily Milligan, you know, that her name rhymes with a legendary classic TV character from Gilligan's Island. His name was Willie Gilligan. What if you had Willie Gilligan and Lily Milligan together? That would be an interesting combination.
First one, beautiful arc on that one as Lily Milligan on the board for the first time.
A key in this game for both teams also is to defend without fouling. That is so important to try to keep from putting your opponent into the bonus situation, and particularly early in each half.
It's been a clean first quarter, just one foul for each team so far. Here comes the second shot in just a moment. Fairly long routine from the free throw line as that one's up and in. Milligan takes her time, but she got it done.
I tell you, Carly really thought about pulling up and going for that three.
She'll put it on the floor there. Almost got trapped, but gets it off to Carly Hayes. Now, I'll tell you what, the Trojans are doing a good job of adjusting the defense. Everywhere the ball goes, they are headed that direction. Carly Hayes, the three. That one too strong, rebounded. Going to be picked up by the Bruins. Ava Barham finally able to corral it in.
Now you can see Coach Gray is trying to get his team to stay on top of their rotations.
The Bruins just content to move the ball right now, trying to find something.
That 2-3 zone makes it very difficult to penetrate in the paint.
Ayers will take a three and ring it up. They left her wide open.
7 of the 10 points that the Bruins have been from Halen Ayers.
Trojans will take a timeout. 10-4, your score here on BallGame Blitz.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services. Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
10-4 the score here, back on BallGame Blitz as the Trojans just took a quick timeout to talk it over. We're 3/4 of the way through the first quarter. Coach Ayers, of course, yelling at his team to get your arms up in the air. That's going to be a foul on Ava Barham.
That was one of those bump fouls that just, from time to time, you cannot avoid them if a player comes up and you have that short collision.
Barham will check out. Ellen Driver's going to check into the ball game. You don't want you don't want Barham to get in foul trouble early on here.
Not at all, and that's going to be a reach in on Carly Hayes.
So Carly's first foul of the ball game. The Bruins now with 3 team fouls.
That's what we were talking about, trying to defend without fouling, because those are a couple of ticky-tack fouls that you just don't want to see happen this early.
That one's going to be up and in there. Height advantage and in for Herrera. Ellen Driver in the corner. Stella Spencer wide open at the top of the key. She'll take a three. They left her open and just off the mark. Carly Hayes a big board there. Here's Halen Ayers off to Mia Powell.
Boy, Mia's one of the best screen setters that you'll see at this level of basketball.
have a feeling this ball game is going to look a lot like this as another three for Spencer. Haylin Ayers out of nowhere for the board. Ellen Driver's three just off. That's going to be a foul there. I believe it's going to be on Madison Mack, and Carly Hayes draws the foul. It's going to be on Mack, so it will be her first.
No shooting foul in this situation.
Wide open for Mia Powell from three. She'll shoot it off the mark. Haylin Ayers tried to save it, but is going to head out the other way as she steps out of bounds. Looks like this ball game is going to be a lot of just trying to set up for a good look at a shot.
Well, I'm looking at my sheet here right now. Of the 12 shots the Lady Bruins have taken, 8 of them have been from behind the arc.
Paint's really not open on either side of the court. That one's loose, and Stella Spencer able to pick it up. Driver wide open from three. Too strong. Right into the hands of Haylin Ayers. They're almost leaving Spencer open on the three, daring her to shoot as Ayers takes a deep one. And a beauty there.
Well, let's just say it this way. Haylin has 10 of their 13 points right now. What else do you say?
Another steal there for Spencer, and the Bruins, this press is leading to turnovers just like we've seen game after game. About 30 to play. Stella Spencer in the corner. Mia Powell had to jump up to get that one, but able to corral it back in. Got a couple of substitutes going to come in for the Bruins in a moment. Lily Teague, and it looks like it's Sophie King.
Now they're going to have to hurry down to 10 seconds.
Bruins still not able to find an opportunity open at a shot yet. The paint's virtually closed. Carly Hayes had a desperation past that. Time expires here at the end of the first. Score is 13-6. We'll be back in just a moment with the rest of the action.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
13-6, the Bruins jump out to an early lead, and Steve, it looks like three-point shooting, and that press is what's getting it done right now for the Bruins.
Well, that's what we've been seeing because 10 of the 13 shots that the Lady Bruins have taken have been from three-point range. In the game as a whole, 5 out of 13 for 38%. But Northpoint has not been able to get the ball down the floor often enough to get enough shots. They've only taken 5 shots in the whole game. They are 2 for 5 for 40%. But that's a misnomer to say that, okay, they have a better percentage because they just have not been able to put the ball up toward the hoop.
They've got more turnovers right now than shots at the basket. 6 turnovers. Ayers will take another deep three right off the mark, but rebounded by Lily Teague. Gets her own miss. And a slow get up there from Lily Milligan. And that was a three from King off the mark. But Teague, another board. Bruins are just eating these offensive rebounds alive right now. A loud student section right now for the Bruins. Seeing a lot of players for the boys team here to support tonight.
They'll be playing tomorrow night.
Teague deep from three, wide open, off the mark, and Driver able to get the board. It's going to be a foul, I believe, on Haylin Ayers as Lily Milligan falls to the floor. Yep, so we'll be on Haylin Ayers, her first foul of the ball game.
I don't think they're terribly concerned about the foul situation right now because, truth be told, they've been doing such a strong job defensively, and this press has been giving so many problems, and look at that.
Steal there from Carly Hayes. The fans wanted a foul, or the fans for the Trojans, excuse me, but they did not get it. Teague thought about the three. Teague wide open again, won't take it. King from the top of the key. Ring it up.
Sophie has a very smooth shooting action.
So the Bruins now with a double-digit lead. And this press is just giving fits to the Trojans. Trying to get the ball across half court. They will successfully. Trying to go downhill, accelerating, but there's going to be a foul called.
We'll see if it's on Halen. No. That's on Sophie King, so that'll be her first.
Sophie King's first foul of the ball game.
Halen's going to check out.
So Halen will take a break for a moment. Stella Spencer back in the ball game. They just have chucked up that shot. That one hit the top of the rim, should be out of bounds, but calling a foul under the basket. That's on Carly Hayes, her second.
So she and Ava both have two. They got to be careful not to get that third foul here in the first half.
Good look at it there, and that one's up in for Herrera. She's got 4 in this ball game. Sophie King wide open from 3. And that one's good as well, 2 threes.
Sophie's getting a hot hand now.
The Bruins adding on to that lead now. Trojans, of course, working just to get the ball across half court. Trapped right now, and timeout for the Trojans. So 19-8. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this timeout.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
It's an 11-point game right now. The Bruins are just dominating with this full court press. Ava Barham back in the ball game now.
7 out of 14, the Lady Bruins are from the floor. And I'm just looking across our score sheet right here. They've taken 13 three-point shots in this game. It's amazing how many have gone up.
And Trojans able to inbound the ball here, and the press pulled back just a little bit. They're able to get the ball across half court. That pass ill-advised, and Lily Teague's going to rush for it.
Did you see how fast Lily Teague scooted to go after that one?
Going to call it over and back.
That's the 8th turnover on Northpoint, and the Lady Bruins have picked up 9 points off of their mistakes.
Of course, some great three-point shooting so far from the Bruins. They lead this one by 11. They've been patient with the ball. You can see they've been moving it around as that one knocked loose for a moment. A lot of ball movement. Teague for 3. Off the mark, but Ava Barham's there to get the board. She'll take a little shot. Too strong. So Nyla Herrera with the ball now. The Trojans able to set up the offense again.
They haven't had too many opportunities to even get into offensive position and just played their disciplined game.
There's a 3 right off the mark. Lily Teague gets the rebound. So the Bruins trying to rush it ahead to Ellen Driver.
Lily Teague already with 5 rebounds in this contest.
Spencer another look at a 3 off the mark on that one. Here come the Trojans. Sophie King guarding Mack pretty heavily. Herrera, the lead scorer right now for Northpoint Christian. She's got 4 points and the ball at the top of the key.
There's almost no movement in the Northpoint offense.
You can tell that they're exhausted already. That's a foul on Stella Spencer as Davy Ann Stinson will hit the deck. You can just tell that the Trojans are already exhausted trying to beat this press from the Bruins, and we're only halfway through the second quarter.
When you are just almost at a standstill, as we just saw on that possession, and you're playing one-on-one, it makes it very, very difficult for you to do anything to get a screen going.
First shot off the mark for Davy Ann Stinson. She'll have another look at it here as Lily Teague will check out of the ball game.
Halen Ayers back in.
That one's off the front of the rim, but Trojans able to get the board. Herrera in the corner. Throws it in. Ellen Driver picks it up, but not able to get away with it. That one going out of bounds. Madison back. Lost control of it, but the last touch by the Bruins.
9 turnovers by the Trojans, 3 for the Lady Bruins, but none of those have hurt this USJ team.
And right to Ava Barham. Bruins doing such a good job of picking up the ball right now. Sophie King for 3, a third one for her in this quarter.
Boy, Sophie has just been fantastic. Put just a little bit of extra spin on that one.
And the fans here at USJ are loving that one. A bunch of them stood up as soon as she took the shot. Halen Ayers, a foul there, but it's going to prevent the bucket.
That's the second on Halen.
So 3 Bruins now with 2 fouls, Ayers, Barham, and Hayes. We are over halfway through the second quarter, though, so not quite a worry yet.
And it looks like they're going to get Lily Teague right back in there.
Madison Max at the line. First one bounces around and won't fall.
Well, so far tonight, they're 2 out of 5 from the line. Milligan hit 2 in the first quarter, but they've just not been able to convert since.
Teague came in for Ayers, so Ayers will take a break again. That one will bounce in.
Get that friendly roll whenever you can.
So Madison Mack able to go 1 for 2 from the line. The Bruins continuing that ball movement. They're so patient with the basketball. They don't try to rush things, particularly when they have a lead like this. Teague will take a 3. That one looks good, just off the mark, tipped away by Driver.
Iron was unkind.
Here come the Trojans. They're going to have to slow it down. No fast break opportunity. Give it back out to Madison Mack. Lily Milligan gives it away to Martha Andye. And in the paint, working right now, too strong. Driver had the rebound, but that's going to be a foul called on the floor. That one's going to be called on Davy Ann Stinson. Now, what the Trojans have been doing a good job is they're not committing fouls. Only 3 fouls here in the first half.
The problem with that is the fact, and we talk about defend without fouling, is that they haven't been able to get possession of the ball enough. And so, truth be told, it's not really that good of a statistic for them.
Stella Spencer gives it away to Sophie King. The hot hand right now for the Bruins. She's going to drive in, fouled as she tries to put it up.
Well, Sophie just decided that she was not going to be denied, and that was one of those that you sensed that the defenders were going to crash in on you, and she drew the foul.
Another foul there on Davy Ann Stinson, so her second. Here's Sophie King from the line. That one gets a lot of bounces, but it falls in.
I think Sophie herself would say, well, I got a little bit of fortune on that one.
She did. It took 4 or 5 bounces off the backboard and the rim, but as long as it finds its way through the hoop, you're okay with it.
Senior Livy Sowell has checked in for Northpoint.
Second one, doesn't get the bounce on that one. Inside again to Hera, off the mark. Herrera, excuse me. That one is going to be a foul. Nope, traveling.
Traveling, yep. Took a step before she put that one up.
So the ball's headed the other way. 10 turnovers now.
Make that 11.
11 turnovers for the Trojans. It's a 14-point ball game. A little more than 2 to go here in the first half. Sophie King doing a great job of moving off ball right now, and the rest of the Bruins as well. You can see this offense continuing to move. The Trojans tip it away, but it'll stay with the Bruins.
Livy Sowell tried to get a hold of that one, but it was just too far outside the range.
So they'll take it right in the backcourt as Lily Teague will bring it across halfway. Stella Spencer in the corner again. Sophie King moving to get open.
Sophie's had all 10 points for the Lady Bruins in this quarter.
Lily Teague will take a 3 in the corner. That one looks good, but rims out. Jump ball there as Driver gets the board, but not able to wrestle it free, so it's going to head the Trojans' way now.
Between Lily Teague and Ellen Driver, they have 8 rebounds for the Lady Bruins in the contest, and they have hit those boards hard. 17. Actually, I'm going to add one more to that, 18.
Just a great night already for the Bruins, catching those boards, particularly on that offensive side of things. Herrera driving in, met by Ava Barham, but able to put it up and in.
Little soft floater for Herrera. She now has 6.
Herrera needs to do that every time when she drives in like that. It's tough for the Bruins to stop her. She does have a size advantage. Mia Powell back in this one. Stella Spencer gets up to the key, and right now the Bruins are really just playing a game of keep away and wait till they find a good shot.
And a tripping foul.
Driver was going into the paint there to try to put it up, and she's fouled, tripped on the way.
I think that was Martha Ann Dye that is charged with that one.
Madison Mack will check back in the ball game for Northpoint Christian, and Lily Milligan will go take a seat. Bruins still have possession of the ball, less than 1 minute to play.
Lily was picked up. She wanted to take that soft floater from about 10 feet, but she was picked up very quickly.
Bruins still trying to find an opportunity to put this one up. They've got a little more than 30 seconds to do it.
Well, as we say, the 2-3 zone has kept them from getting a lot of just easy layups in this one, so most of the shots have been coming from three-point range.
Now the problem for the Trojans is that the Bruins have been shooting the ball well from outside the arc.
And they're going to play it, I think, obviously, for the final shot of this half.
They've got a little more than 10 seconds to go. Teague will take a shot from the corner, and it's a beauty. Lily Teague able to get the first one of her points tonight. It's 26-11 here at halftime. We will take a break in just a moment and come back with those halftime stats. But, Steve, just a dominant first half.
Well, it really is, because if you look across the board with this, and Joel Ayer's strategy has been, okay, if you're going to give us the 2-3 zone, we can't penetrate the middle. What we're going to do is just we're going to burn you from outside, and that's what they have done. I'll have the actual totals here in a minute, but just my unofficial total, they've taken 21 threes here in the first. I'm telling you, 21 threes that they have taken out of, 14 out of 25 shots. Think about that, 21 threes out of 25 shots that they've taken here in the first half.
That is a ridiculous number, and it's really because the Trojans are leaving them open pretty often outside the arc. They're doing a good job of stopping any points in the paint, stopping the Bruins really even from getting into the paint. But what they're doing is allowing the Bruins to get open from outside the arc, attempt those threes, and the Bruins have just been getting them to fall.
And
take a break.
Until Lily Teague, I just tell you real quick, until Lily Teague hit that three, all 10 points in the second quarter came from Sophie King, including 3 threes.
Sophie King had a phenomenal second quarter, and that's one of the big reasons that the Bruins are out to such a big lead. They lead it by 15 here at halftime. We will be back in just a few minutes with your halftime stats.
turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
We are a team composed of highly skilled physical therapists with new school treatment approaches and old school customer service principles. We are a community presence because we know our foundation rests in relationship building and involvement. We are leaders in this industry and we're putting in time daily to develop that aspect of thinking. We're more than a business. We're a team composed of individuals governed by a set of core values. We're more than a physical therapy company. We're a movement in the profession. We are your premier physical therapy team in West Tennessee.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way. Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Count on Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Well, a dominant performance, as we seemingly say so often about the Lady Bruins, 26-11 up at halftime. We'll give you the stats and then we'll tell you what the scoring totals are. First off, Lady Bruins, this has been amazing. We updated our totals. Out of the 24 shots they've taken, 20 of them have been behind the arc. That almost never happens, but because Northpoint has just stayed in this 2-3 zone, Joel Ayers has just chosen, let's try to get screens, let's get open for threes. So here's the total. Overall, Lady Bruins 9 out of 24 for 38% from the floor. But they put the ball up twice as many times as Northpoint has, 4 out of 12 for 33%. Three-pointers, 7 out of 20 for 35% for USJ, and only one three-pointer has been taken in the entire contest by the Trojans. Free throws, not really a big characteristic. USJ 1 out of 2, 3 out of 6 for Northpoint. Lady Bruins have been crashing the boards hard, and particularly offensive rebounds. 17-12 is their edge on the glass. They've only made 3 turnovers in this game, and I know that has to make Joel and Ashley very happy about this one. 11 turnovers for Northpoint, and that has led to 12 points off those mistakes that the Lady Bruins have come up with. And there's been no success whatsoever in that category for Northpoint Christian. They have had absolutely no points off turnovers in this game, and that has been a huge difference with this 15-point lead, and you got a 12-point edge there. Now let's turn to the scoring. Nayla Herrera, who really appears to be what offense there is for Northpoint, she's got 6 points in the game and 4 rebounds. She has been their offensive strong suit. But looking over here at the Lady Bruins, now they only have 4 players who have scored, but look at this. You had Halen Ayers that had all 10 of her points in the first quarter, and then Sophie King came in and had 10 points in the second quarter. Carly Hayes has had a three-pointer, and Lily Teague a three-pointer. Lily is the leading rebounder in the game with 5, and you've had 3 each for Halen Ayers and Ellen Driver. And so you've got the guards that have been crashing the glass just as well as somebody like Halen Ayers, so oftentimes is our top rebounder in the contest. So that's the way everything looks on the other side of the coin. Herrera with 4 rebounds is the leader for the Trojans. So Alexander, as we look at this, only about a minute and a half before we get set to start this second half. This has been one of those that I don't know that I've seen a game like this in high school or college all season long, that it's largely been bombs away.
It really has, and this is one of those games where the shooters for the Bruins are really going to shine. We're used to games where Ava Barham gets 10, 15 points in the paint. Maybe they don't rely on her as much tonight. They're going to rely on the shooters. They're going to rely on Sophie King, the Halen Ayers of this team, Carly Hayes and Lily Teague, getting it done from outside the arc. That's really what's bringing the Bruins home right now, and that's why they've got a huge lead.
When that 2-3 zone defense that is just clogging up the bottom portion of the paint, there's just not really a lot of opportunity for Ava Barham to get open and try to get those layups. It'll be interesting to see if they come out of that here in the second half, and we got somebody who just decided to walk right in front of our camera. That happens about once a season or so. But we're looking at a situation, and it is very, very tough to handle that. So plan B. You just go for the long-distance shots. And as Joel Ayers said, we have never played them before, and so a lot of that I think they just had to adapt by experience. Well, we're going to call the second half of action, and tonight it'll be most interesting to see if there is any adjustment made defensively. But if they stay in that 2-3 zone, Alexander, I really think you're going to see another part of this in the second half where it's mostly long-distance shots.
Well, Steve, they cannot stay in the 2-3 zone. It didn't work in the first half, and if you're going to make any sort of adjustments, you can't just rely on the fact that the Bruins aren't going to shoot as well as they did in the first half. You can't expect that to happen. What you've got to do is completely change your defense. You've got to stop the long ball and then continue to play what you're playing and what you're getting on the offensive side of things.
All right, Mia's going to try to set it up. Mia doesn't score a lot of points, but boy, does she really do a lot setting screens and passing. I mean, that is just what her strong suit is, and every team has to have somebody like that. And she's trying to find somebody open, and again, they're still staying in that 2-3 zone. Looks maybe right now, maybe have adapted to more like a 2-1-2. And USJ just content to wait patiently for an open shot. Now look at the movement on the Lady Bruins as they spread them out a bit more.
You can tell from the communication from the Trojans that they know which ones of the Bruins are the shooters and which ones aren't. When players like Stella Spencer and Mia Powell get the ball, they back off. But then they're making sure they're double teaming Haylin Ayers, Carly Hayes.
They've been really double teaming down low against Ava Barham. That's why she has not been able to get open. And you got one from the corner, and the three just a little bit too hard on the part of Carly Hayes.
Carly Hayes just missing, but the Bruins doing what they've been doing all ball game, running that clock down, waiting for one good shot.
You're down 15. You got to make every possession begin to count, and you can't take an extraordinary amount of time because you got to catch up 5 full possessions. And when we say that, and you got traveling called, they say Herrera took a step. She didn't think so. But that's the 12th turnover. But what you have, Alexander, in a situation like that, you absolutely cannot take these 1 and minute and a half possessions. You got to be looking as if you got a shot clock right now because you are 5 3-point shots down.
Absolutely. What you've got to do is maybe even rush things a little bit. Try to make something happen. You can't just wait and hope that you see something develop. You've got to make it happen.
Well, as you talked about, that press takes a lot physically and emotionally out of you. And as we've seen, they forced 12 turnovers in the contest. Halen's just going to take her time, and they're in no hurry to try to put one up. Nobody scored in the first 2 minutes of this third quarter.
And the Bruins perfectly content if both teams go scoreless in this third quarter.
They shoved it into Ava, but if you wonder why that one didn't go, she had about 4 hands in her face. And alternate possession is going to send it back in the other direction.
It's clear that when they looked at this matchup, they were expecting Ava Barham to be a problem. They virtually stopped that problem, but a new problem submerged. The 3-point game from the Bruins has just been great tonight.
And they're back with 4 up front, and now they ease back with just 2 covering.
That's what happens when you have a team that has so many great players on it. If they shut down a player like Ava Barham, you've got people like Haylin Ayers and Sophie King that can make it pay from the 3-point line.
And getting a nice bank shot. That's Lily Milligan. That's her 4th of the game. Ava, one of the few times she's had an opportunity to drive, but they just pick her up so quickly, and that's going to be out of bounds, and the Lady Bruins will play it. As you say, they're trying to get a little bit more aggressive defensively than what we've seen in the first half.
I think they have to. There's no way that they can play like they played in the first half and come back and win this ball game. At this point, you've got to do something maybe a little bit drastic. You've got to do something maybe unconventional, but you have to do something to figure out how to get back in this ball game.
USJ has not scored in more than 3 minutes of this quarter, and that one's off the mark.
Saved by Stella Spencer, but unfortunately right into the hands of the Trojans.
And Herrera tries to, and got a very friendly bounce off that one.
Herrera off the side of the rim, but that's all that's working right now for the Trojans. Give her the ball, let her drive in with the full head of steam, and see what happens.
And I know Joel Ayers is looking at his team right now. They've given up the first 4 points of this quarter. Haylin with the jumper, and it just falls across, and another rebound for Herrera.
Haylin Ayers does not miss a lot of those shots, and it looks like right now in this third quarter, the Bruins can't get anything to fall scoreless in the first 4 minutes.
And right down the left-hand side of the lane is Madison Mack. So they're beginning to pick up some real rhythm and momentum here.
They're down just 9 points at this point. Now, you don't figure they're back in the ball game yet if the Bruins are able to answer here.
But they've cut it from a 5 to a 3 possession lead, and they've done so in barely half a quarter. Lady Bruins still keeping it way out front. Boy, Herrera is guarding tightly against Barham, who keeps trying to slip away from her. And they're just spreading it out. This is almost like watching the old Dean Smith 4 corners offense.
Bruins playing a game I think we all played as kids, keep away, where you've got the monkey in the middle and the passing it back and forth. That's what they're hanging on to right now.
You have to be an excellent passing team to do that.
Bruins excel at passing, but passing's not going to win you a ball game. They're up by 9, but you've got to eventually get a bucket.
More than 5 minutes gone, and the Lady Bruins have not scored in this quarter, but they still lead by 9.
The Northpoint Christian fans are loving this right now. Now, unfortunately, good defense like this doesn't get you any points back into this ball game.
They're going to have to aggressively go after her. Oh my goodness. She went down so hard and hit her head. And so checking out, they're going to get substitutions in. That was a hard blow to the head. As she's okay, it appears to be.
Lily Milligan committed the foul and hit the ground hard. So still the Bruins ball, but.
Well, just as I was saying, they need to go after it is because they're going to have to try some risks to try to steal the ball because the Lady Bruins appear to be quite content to just hold it on them.
Bruins aren't worried about that right now. They've got more than 2 minutes, but, man, they've had a lot of possession here in this third quarter.
They have now gone nearly 6 minutes without scoring.
Even if you're up and you've got a substantial lead, you do not want to go 6 minutes without scoring, particularly in a playoff game like this.
The foul is charged to Martha Ann Dye. I don't think we're seeing them trying to intentionally foul at this point because you'd have to get 7 fouls to put the Lady Bruins on the line. And there's a steal.
Trojans are going to have to
traveling. My goodness. Davy Ann Stinson just at the point that they were getting momentum, and she lost that one, took that hop, skip, and jump.
That is just a killer for any sort of comeback that you're trying to mount.
So let's see if the Lady Bruins continue to hold it on them.
The Bruins cannot go scoreless in this third quarter. I know they had a big lead at halftime, 15 points, but you cannot play 8 minutes of basketball without scoring.
Barry Gray redirecting his defense, telling them to move back more because they don't want to get open for an easy one for Ava Barham.
She wants it down there in the paint. You saw her hands up in the air.
And so is Carly Hayes. She's calling for it. Now, Ava's got a little bit of separation down underneath. But this has been just a, as you say, Alexander, just a classic keep-away game. And they're not even coming out to defend them.
They're just content to let the Bruins continue to hold this ball, but they're down 9 points. You cannot be content at this point.
The way Halen was there, freezing, it looked like the old Lost in Space end of the show thing. To be continued, same time, same channel. We're down to 36 seconds, and the Lady Bruins, mostly just holding the ball, have not scored in this third quarter.
Bruins going for that one shot here at the end of the third quarter, but they haven't put any points up on the board. 6 points for Northpoint Christian in this quarter.
Watch it tick off on your clock on your screen. Under 15 seconds.
Bruins picking up the pace right now, trying to get a shot, but
Halen's going to take it. No, off too far right.
Desperation shot there by the Trojans and almost hit our cameraman, but not anywhere near the hoop.
Well, how about that? I have to be honest with you. It's been a long time since I've seen a quarter like that. USJ does not score. The Trojans get 6, but the Lady Bruins still on top, 26-17. We'll see how the final chapter is written right after this.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Alexander, I called my first high school basketball game 53 years ago, but I have never seen a team in the lead go scoreless like that, and especially only took 4 shots, but the Lady Bruins largely were just holding the ball on them.
Well, Steve, that's the first time I've seen it, and I hope I don't ever see it again. And I think the Bruins hope that their girls never do that again. They're up 9 right now, but they've got to score here in this fourth quarter.
Well, I think I can see part of what Joel was doing in that third quarter because they would not come out and challenge them defensively.
It's like the Trojans were just content to let the Bruins not score, but the problem is when you're down, you can't let the team not score. You've got to make up those points.
It was 26-11 at halftime, and it looks like we're doing the same thing.
And if they're going to let you do it and you've got the lead, I guess why not?
So it's just been mostly played around the perimeter here in the second half. They got a screen and a 3, and it's not there. A rebound to Allie Big Lane.
Here comes Herrera. Oh, yeah.
You heard the editorial comments, the fans demanding a walk that was not called.
Well, they wanted the backcourt, and I'm pretty sure she passed it behind her to a player on the other side of the court, but the referee shook his head and said no. I don't know what he saw.
But here's the deal. If you're Northpoint, you can't play this kind of offense.
You cannot. And Herrera trying to make something happen, but she'll commit the foul there. That's just her first foul.
Well, that's just one of those situations as you look here. If you are Northpoint and you're trying to close the deal and try to make this one a tight one down the stretch, you can't play this slow offense. You have got to move the ball and get it down the floor.
You can't play the slow defense either. You've got less than 7 minutes to mount a comeback down 9. You can't just sit there and let them lull yourself to sleep like this.
And that's what they're doing again. They will not come out and challenge them in the backcourt.
I guess that they're worried that if they pull some players out, then the paint's going to be wide open. But that's a risk you've got to take at this point in the ball game.
And see, look at this. They're perfectly content to do this. And it's, frankly, excellent strategy because it's not going to burn this team out before they play their second-round game in the tournament. They got open for another 3. Short. And they just let that one go.
So the ball's going to head the other way, but what the Trojans cannot do is what they did on that last possession. You can't just kind of slowly work and hope something happens.
Lady Bruins have missed all 6 shots that they've taken in the second half. That was, Ava got away with one there, and a foul is going to be over the back on Ellen Driver. But that is only the first team foul of the half. We got 5:40 remaining. Lady Bruins lead by 9. They have not scored in this half.
Bruins have not scored, but they maintained that lead, so it's not the end of the world if you don't score, but you would think for momentum headed into the next game, you want to at least score a little bit here in the second half.
Well, I think one of the things, again, they're looking at, they will not burn themselves out here. Underneath, they go to Herrera, who has 10, and timeout is called as the lead has closed to 7. It's an 8-0 run in this half on the part of Northpoint. We'll be back right after this.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with elite dental care, and let your smile say it all.
Lady Bruins on top 26-19, and Alexander is arguably the top team in this region. I did not expect this 0 score in the second half on their part, even though it appears that they've just been trying to skate the game time out because they have not been challenged defensively.
It has been surprising, Steve, and it looks like the Trojans have been fine to let them run that clock out. But even the threes that we've seen the Bruins take, they haven't made here in this fourth quarter or the third quarter as well.
Well, once again, Mia Powell takes her time with it. They are in no hurry to take a shot. Now they're finally beginning to come up and challenge Carly Hayes a bit. And Halen is directing traffic. And once again, they have shaved off about another 30 seconds in this possession. The jumper from Halen. Off the mark, and the rebound comes off to Davianne Stinson.
They tried to really sell that foul there. Stinson falling to the floor.
But as we say, down 7, you can't do that. That one literally went off her foot, and that's going to go back. Jump ball is called with 4:28 remaining, and it's going to go back to the Trojans.
That's the first time I've ever seen a jump ball between two of the same team. That was Spencer and Hayes down there with the ball, but it was called for
somebody,
the jump ball.
Somebody just reached their hand in and touched it, see?
Barely touched it, I see.
But they're going to have to depend on Herrera because she has been the offense. And look at Stella.
Stella Spencer doing what she does.
And goes to Halen. Finally, they get a basket.
And the fans go wild.
Off the turnover.
That's a big bucket for the Bruins. That's a foul on Barham. But the Bruins able to get a bucket in the paint, a bucket off a turnover, and stop this scoreless quarter and a half.
That's the third foul on Ava. So here they go with Lily Milligan at the line. And they need every one of those that they can with the clock stopped.
They've got it down to a less than 10-point ball game, but they haven't been able to really cross that mark.
The smallest deficit they've had since the early going of the game was 7.
Chance to make it 7 again here from the charity stripe.
And she did. High arcing free throw.
She's 4 for 4 from the line tonight. And there's about 4 minutes left in this ball game, and the Bruins, if they're going to let them hold it, they're going to hold it.
I mean, this is win or go home. You have got to take some risks and challenge.
You've got to wonder at what point do the Trojans decide enough is enough, we're going to have to go out there and foul, we're going to have to do something, be more aggressive, because you're running out of time.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stand and let a USJ team hold the ball on you for 45 seconds to a minute. You can't do that. And I don't understand this.
And they're at the point where they've been letting it happen for minutes at a time. It's not just 30 seconds and one possession here and there. It's minutes of the third and the fourth quarter.
I think it's great strategy by Joel Ayers and aggressively going in Halen Ayers and draws the foul.
Halen Ayers doing a good job of deciding to take the game into her hands here. If they're going to just continue to do that, you can drive in and force them to foul. But Bruins really just holding the ball game right now at this same score that it's been since about halftime.
They went 15 and a half minutes in the second half before they finally got a basket. Halen has 12. She is, along with Herrera, the game leader. This would put her on top again with 13. And a rarity that you see Halen Ayers miss 2 in a row.
Herrera able to get the board and up.
Yep. You can't make those kinds of mistakes late in a game where you're trying to make a rally.
Halen Ayers forced that right there because she was able to rush back to try to prevent an easy pass, and it really just kind of tricked Herrera into committing that travel.
Those are the kind of things that you don't notice what a player does when they don't have the basketball in their hand, but it's the defensive pressure that Halen Ayers put on that made that play happen, as Alexander just told you. Getting close to the 3-minute mark, and they're spreading them out again. And see, they have only committed 4 fouls in this half, and so they would have to commit 3 more to put them on the line.
The only person that's doing a lot right now on defense for the Trojans is Martha Ann Dye. She's coming up a little bit, but we've already taken 30 seconds off the clock here since the Bruins inbounded the ball.
Halen way up front. And they're getting a lot of encouragement from the bench for this. This is exactly what the game plan is because they know they're not going to get double teamed.
Ann Dye is the only one that's coming up. You can see her going towards the ball, but the rest of the Trojans act like they're not down.
And we're getting close to the 2-minute mark.
That's a minute-long possession here since the Bruins inbounded the ball.
That's exactly right. And the foul is on Dye. That's her third. And we got timeout, so 2:05 remaining. Lady Bruins, I think it's safe to say they have this one in hand, but we'll see what happens right after this.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Steve Beverly and Alexander Bitterling with the final 2 minutes and 6 seconds of this one. And the reason I've said with a 7-point lead that I believe the Lady Bruins have this one is in hand is because they have just not had a threat defensively from this Northpoint team, and they have been content to allow USJ to just basically hold the ball on.
It's almost like the Trojans are wanting the Bruins to run the time off the clock, which doesn't make any sense when you're down 7 points. Bruins just had a minute-long possession before the foul from the Trojans.
Lady Bruins have had 1 basket in this half. And they go to Ava, and it's knocked away. It'll be Bruin basketball. But on this possession, they have held the ball 1 minute and 26 seconds. Utterly amazing.
And you've got to expect that the Bruins are going to hold it much longer unless for some odd reason the Trojans decide enough is enough and they go to the foul fest.
And that really is not going to help at this stage.
Well, now they're doing a little bit of double teaming up by the logo, but
it's a little late for it.
It is a little late, about 10 minutes late, I would say.
And they're saying get it over to Carly. And timeout has been called, so we'll take one more. A minute 26 remaining. It's still 28-21, Lady Bruins.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop.
and get back out there.
Lady Bruins have held on to the ball 1 minute and 44 seconds. And it's going to be 2 minutes very, very quickly here. The defenders have finally come out to try to challenge them, and that one was up in the stands, and so it was a desperation pass, and so they did hold on to the ball an even 2 minutes, Alexander.
And that is exactly what the Bruins' game plan is. Now you've got 1:16 on the clock, and yeah, the Trojans have the ball, but you're going to get it back whether they score or turn it over or however.
And Herrera could not. We're going to keep it right here. Herrera had nobody to toss it to. They've got to come up and meet the ball. But my goodness, if you had told me, seriously, Alexander, if you had told me that we were going to have a second half in which the Lady Bruins, tell you, when you call for two different teams, sometimes it just comes out, that the Lady Bruins were only going to score 2 points in the entire second half, I would have told you they were going to be eliminated from this tournament.
I would have said the exact same thing, Steve, but the Bruins have played it perfectly. They haven't scored, but they have run so much time off this clock while holding the other team to only 10 points here in the second half. Yeah, the Trojans outscored them 10-2, but it looks like the Bruins are on their way to winning this one.
No question about it. And they're in that press once again. And if you're going to try to make a comeback, you cannot hold on to this ball. And she didn't hold on to it because they got a steal.
She didn't get to make a choice on that one as Carly Hayes able to pick it up. And now here we go with the Bruins.
And a collision. Madison Mack with her second foul. Now the next one will put the Lady Bruins at the line.
Mack looked frustrated on that one, but at this point, what can you do but foul?
Yeah.
So it's really not a bad foul there. Force the Bruins to inbound it. Maybe you get a chance here to get a turnover.
Less than a minute. That was amazing, though. A complete 2-minute hold on that possession before this one. And there they go. Now they're going to put them on the line. So Madison Mack committing her third, and that's going to send Stella Spencer to the line. She has not been there tonight.
I know that that's the strategy that everybody goes to, the Foul Fest, but at this point, the only thing it's going to do is make the Bruins have more points. They're going to have a larger lead at the end of this ballgame. That's all that's going to do for you. And I don't care who you are. You can argue with me, but this is not going to help the Trojans.
No, not at all. Not at all. Joel Ayers is going to bring everybody back. And Stella was short, but she gets her own offensive rebound, and they are roaring here.
The intensity from the Bruins completely outmatches anything we've seen from the Trojans.
And they're taking way too long if they intend to foul again. And that is now the fourth foul on Madison Mack.
Madison Mack intends to foul, but it looks like the rest of the team does not have the same memo that she does.
No. You know, we hate to keep harping on this, but to be candid with you, this is the way the game has evolved here tonight. What a beautiful roll that Halen Ayers got off on that one.
The thing is that Halen Ayers would have gotten her own rebound on that one if she had missed it. But
yeah, because they were standing there just watching.
They were doing what we were doing, watching to see if it would fall.
A 30-21 lead. Halen thought she was going to come away with a steal there.
And the Bruins still continuing to press. This game's wrapped up.
And that's going to be a... All right, let's see what the call. They're going to call it down underneath.
Foul on Lily Teague.
That's only her first, and it really doesn't matter. That is only the third team foul on the Lady Bruins. And it goes right into Ava Barham's hands.
And this one is practically over. Less than 30 to play, a 9-point lead for the Bruins. Yep, once they got the ball over half court, this one's over.
Well, they decide they are going to foul again with 19.4 seconds remaining. The thing I've always failed to understand, if you're going to do that, why let 11 seconds go off on the clock? Go ahead and commit the foul.
Why wait at all? There's no reason to.
And Ellen couldn't get it to fall.
But you've got less than 15 seconds. You're down 3 possessions. Yep, you just got to take threes at this point.
And that should be finally and mercifully it.
And they're going to let this one go without fouling again. The Bruins able to run that clock out as the fans rise to their feet.
In one of the more unconventional contests that we've seen in a long time, the Lady Bruins win it 30-21, scoring only 4 points in the second half, only 1 field goal, but they come away with a 9-point victory.
And the Bruins, I don't know how they got it done there in the second half, but really just came down to the Trojans letting them do it. They let them hold the ball.
They just let them hold the ball. That was it.
Didn't take any more than 4 points. Really, it didn't even need the 4 points that the Bruins got in that second half. They could have gone scoreless and won this game by 5.
Well, we're going to take a break of about 4 minutes here, and then we'll come back and give you the final stats. So everybody stay with us. It should be interesting to take a look at.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Count on Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag, filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's body shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Well, Alexander Bitterling, I don't know that I have particularly in a regional tournament, I don't think I have ever seen one quite like this. Lady Bruins winning at 30-21. And they showed one of the most amazing displays of ball handling and ball control that I think I've ever seen. But I never have seen one in which the opponent just simply, for about 90% of the second half, refused to come out and challenge them.
I don't understand why they didn't. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it's just confusing to me. Why was the strategy to allow the Bruins to take 90% or more of the second half off when you were down by 15 at halftime? Yes, you were able to come back a little bit, but you weren't able to come back enough to make it worth it.
Well, let's give you the closing stats for tonight's game. And if you look at this just on paper, you would be amazed to think that the Lady Bruins won this game. There are some reasons for it, but we'll show you that. Lady Bruins 10 out of 31 from the floor for 34%. Now, again, this is a little bit of a misnomer because that 48% total that you have there for Northpoint, that's 10 out of 21, but they just simply could not put the ball up to the basket enough tonight. So 10 fewer shots. You've got to be just nailing them all over the place to make that happen. For the Lady Bruins, they were 7 out of 25. Here, listen to this. 25 of the 31 shots they took were behind the arc. 7 of 25 for 28%. And Northpoint shot 3 threes and couldn't convert on any of them. And then it was 38% from the free throw line. 3 out of 8 for the Lady Bruins, 5 out of 8 for 63%. But again, each team shooting 8 free throws, not a big factor in the game. Rebounding, now Lady Bruins had a strong edge at halftime. It ended up tied at 21 all, and largely because of the fact that USJ just simply did not put up that many shots. They only put up 7 shots at the basket in the second half. And so they really weren't crashing over the boards as they did in the first half. Here's a big factor in the game, though. The press forced 18 turnovers to only 5 for USJ. And the Lady Bruins converted those 18 turnovers into 15 points and kept the Lady Trojans from scoring a single point off turnover. So there's your ball game right there, 15-0 in that category with the 30-21 victory. Now let me show you the scoring here, and then Alexander and I will try to analyze this one and send you all home. And for all of you USJ fans, it's a happy night. It's just an unconventional night the way it happened. For Northpoint, Nayla Herrera, who largely was their offense in the entire game, 10 points and 9 rebounds. Nobody else was in double figures. 6 for Lily Milligan. For the Lady Bruins, 14 points for Halen Ayers. She had 10 in the first quarter, and then she came down the stretch and hit 2 free throws and a basket, and she had the only 4 points that the Lady Bruins scored in the entire second half. I got a stat we'll toss at everybody in just a minute about that. 10 points for Sophie King, and all of hers were in the second quarter. She had 3 threes and a free throw. So between them, they had 24 points out of the 30 that the Lady Bruins had in the victory. Lily Teague with 3. Lily also had 5 rebounds. Halen Ayers added 5 rebounds. And 3 points for Carly Hayes. She had a 3-pointer in the first quarter. But I got to tell you, Alexander, if you had told me that the Lady Bruins were only going to score 4 points in the second half, not just a quarter, the entire second half, and that Ava Barham, who was just screened out the entire night in that 2-3 zone defense, to tell me that Ava Barham would not score a single point, I would have told you this is going to be disaster for the Lady Bruins, but it turned out to be not that way, 30-21.
Like you mentioned with those stats, until you got over to the turnovers, it didn't look like the Bruins had won this ball game. If you look and you see Ava Barham did not score at all, you wonder how in the world did the Bruins get it done. They won this game in the first half. That's what it was. They put up 26 in the first half. They didn't put up any in the third. And
26-11. Yeah.
26-11. Yes, they put up none in the third. They didn't have to. They put up 4 in the fourth. They really didn't have to either. They just had the opportunity, and they did. But the Bruins won it in the first half off those turnovers that they forced from the press.
15 minutes. Now, let me take that back again. Lady Bruins went 11 minutes and 32 seconds in the second half before they ever scored a basket, and that was Halen's jumper from about 12 feet outside. And that was it. That was the only basket from the floor they scored in the entire second half. Halen added a couple of other free throws. Again, I've never seen a team that is a favorite to go deep into this tournament have that kind of performance in the second half. But that's a stat that's just glaring. Right. But there were 3 different times during the course of the second half that the Lady Bruins held on to the ball a minute and a half or more, including 2 minutes late in the fourth quarter, between 3:12 and 1:12 to go in the game.
And, Steve, what you've got to know about this is you could tell it was intentional from the Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like the Bruins couldn't score in the second half. That was not it.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruins had an opportunity to run the clock down, to conserve energy, and Coach Ayers told his team to do that. And next time we get Coach Ayers up here for an interview, we've got to talk about the strategy tonight, what led to this decision, and how did it work out so favorably for the Bruins?
Well, I think one thing that we could easily point out is the fact that this did not burn out the Lady Bruins at all for their next tournament game. It didn't burn them out at all, because what they have ended up with in this case is they just held on to the ball so much in the backcourt that they didn't have to do a lot of pressure defense, particularly in the second half. So they did what they had to do to get the victory, 30-21. It could have been significantly more as far as the margin of victory was concerned. But you saw a lot of encouragement going on from the bench to keep this going, and they did, because the defenders would not come out and give them close guarding.
And sometimes the game plan is different, but a great job from the coaching staff, from the fans here at USJ, to encourage the team for doing successfully what their coach asked them to do, and that's what they did tonight.
Absolutely. So, Lady Bruins will advance to the next round of the regional tournament. Now, tomorrow night, we will be live from, pronounce it for me. Lausanne.
In Memphis.
I've never been there before, so that's why I have to have help on that one. It's like when you move to a community and you certainly see new names that you've never seen of cities before. We'll be at Lausanne tomorrow night as the Bruins will be taking on Lausanne on their home floor in the second round of the tournament. So we hope you'll be with us right here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios, and it should be a dandy indeed. Well, Alexander, I've enjoyed it. As I say, it was different, but the most important thing is that it's another victory for the Lady Bruins.
It is another victory for the Lady Bruins, and that's what you've got to hammer home. They did what they had to do tonight, and maybe they didn't put up as many points as people like to see, but they won the ball game, and they did it their way.
You going to sing a Frank Sinatra song?
I will not. No one wants to hear me sing any song, especially that one.
Maybe our camera operator, Alyssa Tatch, will sing My Way, but then again, I don't think Alyssa remembers Frank Sinatra. I don't think she was around for him. Oh, my goodness. Let's show you the people who made this contest possible tonight, and for those of you who have been watching this evening. And, of course, you see our camera operators there. They do such a brilliant job of bringing you these pictures. And, of course, our director tonight was Stephanie Janda, and then our producer of this telecast is the man who's the head of the trucking company for BallGame Blitz Sports Network, and that is our own Paul Schultze. I'm Steve Beverly, and with Alexander Bitterling, who we've been the guys who have been telling you the story this evening. Remember to join us tomorrow night down at Lausanne, and we will be bringing you that action then. So until then, Steve Beverly saying thanks for being with us, and so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.